everybody. Want to waste me here. It is now early Tuesday morning, December 8th, 3:22 a.m. to be exact. I've been unboxing a bunch of Wave 3 Skylanders. Again, I take a break from that. We've got Lava Lanceruptor here. Almost has enough cash to fully upgrade. That's what I've been working on in between things. But we're going to do introduction number 2221, where we technically left off was Elite Ghost Roaster. I went ahead, I decided to kind of do it Elemental Pack, and then we'll get into Dino-Rang and Boomer. So that should tell you intro 22 is going to be Elite Slam Bam.
Armed and dangerous.
Oh yeah. Alright, voice still not... Oh lord, I thought he had money with the gear bits. I was about to just rejoice. He is level 20, of course. They're doing that this time with the elites. But this video will be dedicated to the Walkthrough King, Slam Bam, his early favorite in Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. But once again, my apologies on my voice. I've somehow not lost it like everyone else did. But at the same time, it's not still quite 100%. So what we're going to do here, we're going to come in. I've got my elite section of the spreadsheet. We'll go ahead and log his health, which is astronomically high at 2790. That is the highest of the elites that we have introduced thus far. Let's go ahead and check out his other stats.
I don't like numbers.
Yeah. Alright, he actually looks pretty good with Dark Hot Streak there. So let's take a look at his stats here. Gotta remember to hit Xbox buttons and not Nintendo buttons. We've been recording some there. His speed... something I have done. I don't quite exactly know where, when, or how. I don't remember it, but I'm sure I must have done it. I must have gotten something that bumps, you know, the stats significantly. Probably from some like Portal Master rank upgrade or something. So it's cool. It just kind of skews this a little bit. So speed, we're gonna go ahead. I'll log it as 40 plus 5. I'm doing that until I kind of like figure out what exactly it is that I did. So his armor is very nice, sitting at 86, thanks to our plus 20 there. Critical hit is at 27, which is pretty respectable. Once again, boosted a bit by something we've done. Elemental power, again, we're just going to go ahead and call it 25, but he's got the plus 14 there. So that I actually know. We have other water element Skylanders in the mix. But let's go ahead back out of here. Do a quick refresher. I remember these quite well. My nephew and I, seems like probably 3/4 or more of our battles revolved around Slam Bam and Terrafin. Me being Terrafin, him being Slam Bam. And so much that wasn't ever recorded as well. So that said, we'll rehash it for everyone else. Yeti Fist, this is his primary attack. What was cool here, he was one of the easiest to execute a meaningful combo, just by way of button spamming. But press X to throw powerful punches with all 4 fists. Press XX, hold X to perform a combo. Up next is the Ice Prison. Absolutely love this. Hold B and release to summon an ice prison that will trap enemies. These next 4 will be base upgrades. We've got 3's a charm. You can have up to 3 ice prisons active at once. Keep in mind all these prices you see are reflective of our max discount of 20% by way of 10 Wing Sapphires. Right here, Arctic Explosion in addition to the great thumbnail. Ice prisons explode and damage nearby enemies when Slam Bam punches them. After that, we've got the Yeti Ice Shoe Slide. This was always a good time. Press Y to slide across the ground. Hold Y to travel farther. And finally, rounding out the base upgrades, you've got Ice Knuckles. Punch attacks deal increased damage. Now, top path here, we've got brawler combos. XXB for the Ice Hammer. XXY for spinning fists. Coming in next, you've got the Ice Maze. Punch attacks do even more increased damage. And lastly, and if you're wanting to kind of replicate the look you see on Series 2 and with this Elite, you'd want to take it for this. Blizzard Battle Armor. This is a huge deal. Battle Armor makes Slam Bam more resistant to damage historically, plus 40. Down here, if you decide to upgrade your ice prisons, you've got Deep Chill Ice Coffin. Ice prisons damage enemies trapped inside them. Next up, Glacier Tactics. Ice prisons travel farther and faster. That was actually significant if I am remembering it correctly. And lastly, Works of Ice Art. Ice prisons last longer and are more resistant to attacks. So this is pretty cut and clean. You either prefer the primary or you prefer the secondary. You like to go in melee with the brawler style tactics with the punches, or you kind of like what makes him unique with the ice prisons, kind of play more defensively, skate around. It works beautifully in conjunction with his tertiary attack. However, whichever you decide to do, you also have to factor in, maybe you think that Slam Bam is an absolute beast on the base upgrades in terms of his primary attack. His secondary attacks you feel could use, a slight boost so that you could then justify your path that way. Similarly, if you're like, ice prisons are ridiculously OP, work perfectly fine for me as is, I would benefit more from getting something out of his primary attack. You can use that to justify the top path. The real selling point and what sets them apart is Blizzard Battle Armor plus 40. The bottom path has nothing to compensate with that. So that was my logic in SSA, and it was a good idea. So that's it. His soul gem right here, the Yeti cooling factor. 3,200 is the price with the discount. Ordinarily, I believe it would be 4K. Slam Bam has increased coolness, so this is where he gets his visors, if you will. His sunshade is kind of similar to jetpack type of a deal. He's got increased coolness and can surf faster. Now, back in the SSA days, water was a big deal. Water elements, Skylanders, obviously interacted well with water, and he could go across the water too. Now, there's very few areas that I have seen in any recent game that would be beneficial to that, but one of the things I like about SSA. So let's back out of there. We'll go ahead and spin him around. I could pull up his bio for you real quick. I am at the computer, so I think I could probably swing it decently without reading it, actually, but we want to make things legit, so that's what we will do. Oh, my bad. And then we'll spin him around. So, alright. Dun-dun-dun. Hope this doesn't have sound on it. Oh, good old Series 2 right there. Classic stuff. Alright. Come on now. Oh, over scrolled, and there. Slam Bam lived alone. There we go. We'll just kind of spin him around for you. In a remote region of Skylands where he spent his time ice surfing, eating snow cones, and sculpting amazing ice statues. It was a peaceful life, that is until chaos destroyed the glacier, stranding Slam Bam on an iceberg that drifted through the sky for days. He awoke on Eon's Island where he was taken in and trained to become a Skylander. Now his ice sculptures serve as a frosty prison for any evildoer that gets in his way. So very cool stuff there, and you kind of got his bio intact, if you will. Let's actually take a look at this here. I'm gonna scroll through some of the things on this. Ooh, he gets a nice little... I've never seen that picture before. You can't see this stuff, so you're probably wondering what I'm talking about. But, slogan, once again, armed and dangerous. We should probably throw that one out there. But I think that takes care of what we need to do. Ooh, that's a really cool picture too. Anyway, we've got this done. I wish you could get topographical views, of the Skylanders and stuff. But this is very cool seeing him here. You can see he's got the chiseled back, and right there is kind of a nice look at the Yeti arms and everything. So we'll back out of here. We'll take a look at his elite damage numbers. So primary attack, again, you're basically punching with all four. I'm trying to execute a combo here, and why is he moving constantly? So the punches kind of have him walk forward. I've yet to get... Okay, so this is well improved. You used to... Well, I guess it could be a disadvantage. If you just press X continuously, you're just going to wail at the air like this. If you XX, hold X down, you do the overhead slam. Ooh, look at that. Chilled that thing out, right? Okay, and then right there, that's our ice prison. So if you tap B, you get this. If you hold B down, we get that. Alright, so Primary 143. We're getting a lot of cash here very quickly, as you can see. So 95 to 143 is what we've got on the primary attack. The combo version, 163 there. That should turn out to be what? 81.5, which I think this game runs up. So 245-ish, something like that. Let's see if we can log it. I think that was it, but I couldn't really tell for sure. So, the ice prison. So there's that, and then again, you kind of get a feel for it. So the best thing we can do to showcase the awesomeness is Slam Bam, which, dun dun dun, the Empire of Ice location piece, which no longer unlocks the super awesome adventure pack levels, which is a tragedy. Really, I would be quite content if they would just come in the next game and make the original adventure pack levels playable again. You know, those are some of the greatest levels.
Hey there, soldier! You do your training today.
Note, he's brand new, just been on the portal, doesn't have quests because he's not a supercharger. Sad face, I know. But let's get some Greebles in here. We'll just primary attack this guy. I'll try to just... Okay, well that was easy. I was gonna say I would just do, you know, Sans combo. Now we will do the combo. And that was also easy. And we'll get the third Greeble in. That shows you kind of what the ice prisons do. And they just literally, I mean, if you needed to retreat and get food, and there's now kind of like a lag time. Did you see how he like had to chill off or like warm back up or something? So Slam Bam remains an absolute beast, literally and figuratively. So very big fan of Slam Bam. Again, my nephew's favorite character for years. I'm not quite sure.
That was a great session.
He's now kind of like up in the air between Freeze Blade and Slam Bam in terms of his favorite. So I'll have to ask him. I meant to do that this weekend when we played a few chapters on the Wii U. But nonetheless, this is Elite Slam Bam. He does not disappoint. Very fond of this guy. Again, goes back to the original SSA glory days. His Series 2 pose that I did Quicksilver Slam Bam off of in my custom series, that remains one of the greatest poses I think there's been for a Skylander. It is top heavy, so you kind of have to have
Welcome back to the battle
nice
circle, Skylander. You ready to do some serious training?
But you will not be disappointed with that pose. And it's very similar to his Elite pose, actually, minus, you know, the new glitter, the visor, and holding the sleigh. But the Blizzard Battler armor is intact. So that said, that's about all we can do here. We covered his bio, stats, upgrades, attack damage, and all we have to do now is get him some cash and upgrade him, which should be a whole bunch of fun. So stay tuned for that. Again, my apologies on my voice. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Don't forget, with Slam Bam, I have got his Pose-Pocalypse, Series 1, Series 2, and the Eons Elite, as you can see in the unboxing video. I'll have a link down below. I'll have a link that goes straight to the Skylander Club Forums poll section. Anybody can vote. You do not have to be a registered member. So if you say, no way, man, SSA's original pose was the greatest ever, or if you say you nostalgic people are idiots, this Elite pose is far better than those, go ahead, cast your vote. If you're not a registered member on the forum and you want to explain why you feel blank pose is in fact the most superior pose, go ahead and leave a comment here on the video. Let everybody know. Get the discussion going. Have some fun. That is the main thing. But once again, thanks so much for watching. Dino-Rang and Boomer are coming up next. Stay tuned for that. And once again, I will catch you back here for more Skylanders